Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Cedrinna and you are now tuned into the third episode of Sincerely Cedrinna. Today's video is a little bit different. I wanted to bring you content that was cosmetic driven. So today's video is going to be on the 10 steps to getting this everyday makeup routine look. I know a lot of people do makeup videos here on YouTube, and when I was a makeup artist myself about 10 years ago, people would always ask, how did I learn how to do makeup? Where did I learn my techniques? How did I perfect my skill? And honestly, it was on this very platform. So I know this page typically gives you tips, tricks, and hacks or whatever you need to keep going. Today, we are going to get into my favorite, which is cosmetics and makeup. I normally do my makeup in my vanity room. However, today is a beautiful day in Chicago. Still cold, but it is not snowing, so I decided to do this makeup routine in front of my big condo window with natural light. Soft box lightings and vanity mirrors and all this other stuff. It kind of gives you a filter effect, and I wanted you guys to be able to see how makeup really looks in real lighting. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so here is my face fresh. If you would like a skincare routine on how to properly prep before applying your makeup, please comment below in the comment section and let me know. Let's pin that hair back, girl. Huda Beauty is the foundation that I am using today in the color 500G Mocha. It was gifted to me by a friend who actually had a yellow undertone, so it didn't work for her, but I have a warm undertone. It worked perfectly. I add the foundation, just 2 pumps, to my cheeks first where I would like the most coverage, and then I blend outwards along the neck and the chest area, then the nose and the forehead. Less foundation is better. It's better to use less and add more later than to add too much and then you're stuck looking very cakey, okay? We want smooth and flawless, okay? So now with my face all being one color, that is actually a no-go. Now it's time to add structure back into the face. So now we are going to conceal. I use the LaGirl Pro Concealer in the color FAWN. It's a great dupe for the matte concealers, but way more price effective, okay? We're talking about $3–4 each one. I'm doing the typical highlighting. I go under my eye, trying out a new technique that everyone probably has seen on TikTok lately. Instead of doing the traditional triangle under your eye, just go in the inner corner of your eye along your nose and in the outer corner where you would normally wing your liner. Highlight under your brow bone, the bridge of your nose, your forehead, your cupid's bow, the sides of your cheek, and then I also like to highlight or color correct the sides of my lips as well. Even with the everyday makeup look that is considered natural, it's important to highlight just to bring the structure back, because even without foundation, your face is not all one color. Next, you can tell this palette is used and abused, but most importantly loved by me. I go into that palette with the lightest yellow tone concealer just to brighten the inner corner of my eye. It is by NYX. That palette is also a great dupe for the matte concealer palette as well. Those are the 2 brushes that I use to just blend out my highlight. I use the more dense brush for the edges of the concealer that I first put on. It's very important to let your concealer sit so that it can actually kind of bake into your skin. You want it a little tacky and sticky so you can make sure you have that coverage, which means you're going to need a denser brush to actually properly blend it out. And now you just blend, okay? This is an everyday look, perfect for work and school. This is not a full face glam. I repeat, this is not a full face glam. If you would like to see a full face glam, comment below and I can bring that to you, but this is just a simplistic everyday look, believe it or not. I'm going back in with my foundation brush and I'm just blending out those harsh lines from where I blended the first layer of concealer. I noticed that this step just allows me to build a more flawless coverage. Going in with the fluffier, less dense concealer brush, and I'm just blending out the lightest concealer shade that I put in the inner corners of my eye. I also like to go on the top of my eyelid. I do not wear eyeshadow every day. However, I use it as a primer and or base for what you're going to see me do with the contour when I actually contour my nose. So again, light hand, fluffy brush, blend, blend, blend. And now it's time to set that concealer, and or what we love to say in the makeup community, bake. So I actually mixed 2 setting powders together. I use my Old Faithful Midnight Luxury powder in the color Banana, and I mix it with a pressed powder that I actually buy from Dollar Tree. It's by LA Colors in the color Tan. I notice when I mix these 2, it just allows it to have a less harsh and ashy effect even when I blend it out. I go in with a brush actually to apply it instead of a sponge, and I work that product in to set that concealer so it does not move. We are going to allow that to set in, and now on to the next step, contour. I actually contour with powder only, and I use the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the color medium to dark. I also use a fluffy brush by Wet n Wild. Both of these products can be found at your local drugstore, CVS, or Walgreens. And I go into the hollows of my cheek. I do my forehead. I do my neckline and my chin. When you contour, it basically just slims certain areas. I do not use a cream contour every day. To me, it's just a little too harsh. I like to go in and add more product as needed. Start with a light hand and less product. It just allows a more flawless look. I use Fenty Beauty's contour stick, however, to contour my nose and my lips. That is the only place that I use a cream contour on, okay? I have big lips. I am a black woman. I am proud. However, I just noticed that it just gives it a more flawless look when I go in as I'm baking to contour, or basically lip line my lips with my contour shade. And then I love a snatched nose, honey. So I go in with that actual brush that you see, which I can't remember what company that's by, but I know I bought it at Five Below. I love that because it just gives me the precision that I need to blend that cream contour down my nose. And then I also go in with the Access product and do my chin, as you can see. And then I go into the hollows of my eyelids and bring that contour shade in. I go back into the actual powder contour, and I just set that cream contour on my nose and onto the eyebrows. Those 4 products I use on my eyebrows. As you can tell, my eyebrows are already naturally full, and shout out to my girl Sheena Marie Beauty. She microbladed me, so that has saved me a lot of time. I go in with a brown lip liner that you can find at a beauty supply store for $1 or maybe even $2 for $1, and I just fill in the outer line of my brow. Very simple. Prior to my brows even being microbladed, I stopped doing my eyebrows prior to my foundation and concealer years ago, okay? I just don't think it looks natural for every day. I'm then going in with the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil in deep brown, and I'm just filling it in and just fluffing it out, brushing it in, just, you know, giving that gradient effect. Now that is actually a black eyeliner pencil, and I'm actually just using it on the outer tail of my eyebrows just to give it a little bit of a pop. And last but not least, I'm using the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara just to kind of blend everything in and set it so it does not move. Please do not spend all day on your eyebrows stressing out about trying to make them look identical. They are sisters, not twins, okay? These are the products that I use for my lashes. These are the lashes that I love so much, as you can tell. And this is the liner that I use. It's a jet black liquid liner from e.l.f. I was debating on if I wanted to actually do liner because I typically don't. However, for educational purposes, for this tutorial, I felt like showing you guys how to do liner is essential to serve as a guide for those who still struggle with putting on lashes. However, if you do want a good eyeliner tutorial, shout out to our good sis Nicki Minaj, please let me know, okay? These lashes are from Wish. They are the 3D 47 style. I will link them below. I love using old lashes because they just look a lot more natural to me. Whether they are new or old, please make sure you cut and bend your lashes to your eye shape. When you put on the glue, whether it is the duo glue that I love to use or sometimes even that good old hair glue for a good stick, please be sure that you allow it to dry a little bit and get tacky before you put it on your eyelid, okay? I've been doing lashes a long time, so I can work with my finger, but if you need to use that little tool, please do. Now that the lashes are on, it's time to blend them with mascara. I use the Marc Jacobs mascara. I also use a waterproof mascara by e.l.f. and I use a Fenty Beauty mascara in the trial size only because I use that for my bottom lashes, as you will see later in the video. So I go in with a first coat of Marc Jacobs mascara just to blend in my top lashes with the actual lash. And now it's time to press in my foundation powder. So I actually go back into the brown shade of the contour palette that I use, and I pack that brown color onto the areas that have the Benign setting powder and the pressed powder from the LA Colors palette. I do this because as I pat it in, just to kind of warm up the areas that were baking so they don't look ashy when I have a flash on for a picture, I then go in a circular motion. I then begin to dust away the powder and blend in the powder, if that makes sense. I use a smaller brush because it allows me to get into the edges and the creases of my face a lot more than using a big fluffy brush. I can get into the creases and the corners of my nose and my forehead and, you know, just actually add that detail to the face. Now for setting spray, just to kind of add some dewiness back to the skin so it doesn't look so cakey with all of that powder, I go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Finish Matte Finishing Spray. While my face still has moisture from the setting spray, I like to go in and apply my blush. I use an angle brush similar to the one that I contour with, but just smaller, by Wet n Wild to do my blush. But actually, I'm going in right now with my favorite highlighter stick. I'm going to link it below. It's from e.l.f. Okay, so back to the blush. That blush is actually from Colormates. It's in the cover MAUVE from the Dollar Tree. Love it. Sometimes I use my Noir, sometimes I don't, but you know, friendly everyday makeup, so we're going to use the cheaper option today. Now back to the highlight. We're going to go in and actually use the e.l.f. Bake Highlighter in the color Moonlight Pearls. And we're not only going to go back over the areas that I use the highlighter stick on, but we're just going to go into my Cupid's bow, to my chin, and to the high points of my cheekbones. I like to go in with a different angled, smaller brush to blend out the highlight under my eyebrow. The fluffier brush just can get a little bit too messy, so I go back and forth between brushes for precision and proper technique. I like a dewy look for my everyday look. I know some girls are matte, but I like to shine. Almost done, guys, so I go back in for a final time with that foundation brush, and I'm just blending out harsh lines, right? Blending that blush with that highlight and that concealer. Now it's time for lips. We're gonna contour our lips again with that lip liner. These are my go-to products for my lip. I use this lipstick every day, and I have no idea where I purchased it, but I hope I never lose it. Love it so much. My gloss is from e.l.f. It's a lip plumping gloss in the color Pink Cosmo. Now be aware that it does have collagen in it, okay? Now to the second coat of mascara, we're going back in with that e.l.f. waterproof mascara. We never know what the day may hold, so if indeed your eyes do get watery by choice or by force, you don't have anything running down your face. And then now we're going to go in with that Fenty Beauty trial size mascara. The trial size applicator is just bomb, you guys. Our sis Riri did that, okay? This is how the actual mascara should be packaged and sold, because that trial size applicator just allows you to really get into those bottom lashes without making a mess or making them clumpy. So I just love that mascara so much. I don't know why, but I'm so obsessed with bottom lashes. I don't know, it just gives you a brighter eye, that Kim K effect. I just love it, but I don't love this face that I'm making. And for the last and final time, I'm going back into that Fenty Beauty contour shade. For those that don't know, that is the color Espresso. It comes in like a matchstick trio. Love it to death. And then we're just blending up. We're just doing a little bit of cleanup, adding a little bit more blush, and then we are now filling ourselves because we are finished. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. Again, I wanted to not only show you my technique, but the products that I use, even down to the brushes that I use. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I think today shows you a reason why. We're versatile over here and we do it all. But be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you can know every time a video drops. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this video, and be blessed.